Welcome, everybody, to episode 27 of Smack Talk here at smarkoutmemo.com. I am your host, as always, Tony Mango. With me this week is Mike Burhan and Chris Urban. You may remember him from episode 2. Was the last one you were on, I think, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Alrighty, so he's back. And we're going to go through basically just the review for Extreme Rules, but throw in the normal stuff out here. Going to skip the ass cam for this week because, fuck it.
I cried for hours. And
You cried for hours after I told you 3 minutes ago.
Yes. Right inside.
Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is obviously the hot tags. Now, the first one that we have this week is that Edge has not re-signed with WWE. This all comes about because they tried to lowball him on his Legends contract. Apparently, it was Foley makes less than Michaels, and they were trying to give him less of a deal than Foley. And, of course, that didn't really sit right with Edge. So, basically, I think he did the smart thing. He said, you know what, if you don't want to give that to me, then fuck it. I'll just go do my own thing. So, I'm assuming that naturally WWE just kind of caves in and gives him the money that he deserves. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I don't really think he can go anywhere else. He already said after he filmed that movie that he's not interested in doing any other movies. He can't wrestle, and I don't see him doing the Christian thing and jumping to TNA and not being able to wrestle. I think it's either take that much money or sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah, he might even want to do that.
Yeah, at least for some time, but he'll get bored eventually.
What do you think, Mike?
I think basically he'll just, he's got that whole thing with TV show. What's it called? Rick, what was it? This
Haven?
TV show on Sci-Fi. Haven, that was it.
I don't know, I've never seen it.
So he's been promoted to a series regular on that. So as long as that keeps going, he's probably just going to do that. Because he's even said it himself that he's not interested in acting, he's not interested in anything, he just wants to do whatever. So he'll probably just ride that out and then sit at home.
Well, as Edge leaves WWE, they decide that they're going to add somebody into there because they just added Sting to the WWE alumni page, even though he's never stepped foot in WWE. I can get it, why they would do that in theory, because they are always like, they'll add people from NWA into the WWE Hall of Fame and stuff like that, but Sting still works as like one of the primary people in TNA, so I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
Are you sure this wasn't part of the TNA deal that they had with Flair at WrestleMania? Because no one knows what the terms were.
Well, supposedly that deal was that Flair can show up for the Hall of Fame if WWE sends TNA one of the WWE people to do like a DVD or something. Like somebody who has history with somebody. I forget who it was.
But again,
Flair,
there's no one knows what the terms were on the deal, mostly. So it could be that they're promoting Sting.
Knowing how TNA fucks up so much, I would not be surprised if TNA's deal was, we'll give you Flair if we'll give you Sting.
Sounds like Dixie's negotiating skills.
Right. But I don't know what's going to come about with this. Maybe that's...
I'll just give you the company. Fuck it. There you go.
And Vince is like, no.
No, thank you.
Take on debt for no reason. I don't think so.
Right.
I'm not that desperate.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think is going to come out of this? Nothing? Something?
I still think he's shamelessly promoting Sting for TNA, and I don't think anything's going to come out of it.
If I come out of it, I can't see him actually wrestling a match for WWE. But, I mean, maybe a couple years down the line, he'll go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
As you said, he was never wrestled in the WWE, but...
That's about it, I think. I think you won't see Sting for Adam.
I guess we'll just have to see. Speaking of old people, hot tag number 3, the Extreme Reunion pay-per-view turned out to be a total fucking mess. Not surprised. Justin Credible was removed from the show because they said they found him backstage, slumped over and passed out in a chair. and he tried to get back into it, and they told him to fuck off and evicted him from the building. And Sabu was hospitalized beforehand because he had an allergic reaction to some medication that he was taking. So the two out of the main people from this whole event gone because of their problems, which not a surprise considering how these were ECW people. And even in their heyday, they were constantly having problems. So
Constantly on something, yeah.
I just think it's sad. It's funny, but it's sad.
When did Justin Credible change his last name to Hardy?
I think a couple of years before Hardy figured it out.
He probably like taught Hardy how to like smoke crack. Um, but all I got to say is fuck it. Douglas came out with a with a whole like little YouTube vid stating how he's going to try and make the company better, and they're going to reshuffle the talent because every time these old ECW guys got together, it turns into a coke party. So if you didn't know that was going to happen, then I'm sorry, that's fucking ignorance.
And another thing, speaking of fuck ups, WWE was reporting about their profits for the year, their quarterly financial statement or whatever it was. I don't usually follow this kind of stuff, but I found this kind of funny. It says 2010 was WWE's most profitable year, but 2011 lost them $40 million, and 30 million of that was WWE Studios.
Yep.
Wow.
Does that not show you that with all of the movies that they've made, none of them get good reviews, none of them get money, none of it goes anywhere, and they're still trying? And they were talking about as if they were going to expand the WWE Films branch. You only expand things when it's doing well. That's like when you have a Walmart in a popular area and it's so popular that you can't get enough people into the store and through the checkout lines, then you open up a second Walmart. You don't open it up when nobody's going.
That's the general consensus, but on the same sense, I understand what they're doing because they want this thing to succeed. And with movies, you find that in general, the operating costs aren't that high. So all they have to do is literally put the thing straight to DVD or sell it on iTunes, and the thing makes its money back. So they've got to sit there and figure out why the films division is making a loss. Even though I know that they've got all these bad movies, but they've got to plan on playing about with the film division's model like they're doing at the moment because they're purchasing films now and see what they can do and stop doing films with WWE talent, I think.
I don't think it's necessarily the talent. I think it's just they are not movie people, so they don't
Yeah,
know how to
they're
do any of this
wrestlers.
stuff.
Vince doesn't understand they're wrestlers. They're not entertainers.
Well, I mean, everybody
They don't.
involved, the
Yeah, I know, but they don't do
producers
Cirque du
and
Soleil. You know what I mean? It's the
Honestly,
fact is they've got to. If you're gonna do it right. And the first thing you need to start off is with a good script, and then from there, you look at like character development. Then you look at expansion of the story, and then you go on from there, and make sure you storyboard the thing, you get it on camera, blah blah blah, shot for scene, and stuff like that. And it doesn't take a couple of months to make the film. You can spend anything up to a year to do it. Depending on what you're doing. And the problem they're having at the moment is they're pulling guys off the road for 3 months, getting them to feel something. It's a complete art piece of shit. And then they come back and sit there and go, oh, well, why are we losing money? Well, there's a reason you're losing money. It sucks overall. You know, it's not that they're not movie people, it's that they're doing things wrong.
what were we saying, Urban?
as bad as these movies actually are, I think a lot of it has to do with it being called WWE Studios. If you called it W Studios and all these people who aren't wrestling fans didn't know that it was related to the WWE, I think they'd be more interested in the movie. They'd be more inclined to actually go watch it. I think that the WWE has a negative stereotype, and that's probably why they're losing money to the
I
general
disagree,
population.
Urban. When they first introduced WWE Studios, it was making money. The fact that they've constantly put out bad movies, that's brand recognition right there. So now they associate the brand as some kind of cheap shit little crappy studio now.
I think it's a combination of factors, but they can't fix it by just doing more of the same shit. So
No, of course not.
more than anything, I wish that they would just give up. They gave up with XFL, which I think was actually a better idea. Uh,
That was
in
because all their
theory,
financial backers pulled out, though. If they didn't pull out, then Vince wouldn't have given up on it.
sounds like what should have happened with Shane and Stephanie. Just kidding. But that's it for the hot tags for this episode. Next part, we're going to go right into the hottest divas and knockouts tournament and talk about those kind of votes that are coming up, and then we'll go right into the review. So check out
Tony
part two.
Mango is winning at the moment. There's a photo of him with a bikini on the Smark at Moment site. So www.smarkoutmoment.com. Tony Mango in a bikini.
Vote for me.